Alright, so this is a review of the StrongLifts 5x5 program, which I personally did for 10 months. I recommend you to go to the www.stronglifts.com. You find all of the details of the program over there and give Meaty a shout for actually making it popular again. It's a great program. I don't claim anything of inventing the program itself or improving it. I just did it and share my personal experiences with you. And it claims to be the simplest workout to get stronger. Um, I personally can totally agree with that because it is very simple and I got stronger and I also had a lot of fun with it. So what you'll do is you will train for 3 times a week and you will do 5 repetitions per 5 sets for the squat, the bench press, the overhead press, and the barbell row. And you will do 1 set with 5 repetitions for the deadlift. So per week, at the core of this program is the squat with 75 repetitions. Then you will do 25 to 50 repetitions of the bench press, of the overhead press, or of the barbell row, and you will do 5 to 10 repetitions of the deadlift. Now, the deadlift is the most taxing of those exercises, and this is why the workload is actually a bit lower on that part of thing. If you complete the full complex of 5x5 on each of these exercises, you will increase the weight for the next week by 2.5 kilograms. Except for the deadlift, there you go with 5 kilogram increments. So, so you're progressing through the program and you will start with an empty bar. But again, go back to stronglifts.com to really get all of the intricate details on how it works. They also got a great app there which you can download, and it's for free. I personally started with the empty bar. For me personally, I might have been able to start at a bit of a higher weight, maybe half of body weight, but I decided to start with the empty bar just to get my form right. And when I ended the program, I completed a 120 kilogram squat, 5x5 repetitions, 100 kilogram bench press, 5x5 repetitions, and on the deadlift, I did 150 kilograms, 1x5 repetitions, and for the overhead press, it was 62.5 kilograms. Now, why did I quit StrongLifts 5x5? At that point in time, I already got bursitis in my elbow, so there were already signs of overusage, and also I just couldn't get past these weights. So that is really where you want to switch things up a bit, because if you already have wear and tear and you're not progressing further with the program, do something else. However, I've been on the program for 10 months, so don't just do it for 4 weeks, especially when you're a beginner. You can really get a lot out of this program. So who would I recommend the program to? I think personally you should be able to do 10 push-ups in unbroken before you even consider this. I also think if you're a bit overweight, focus on losing that weight first rather than jumping into StrongLifts 5x5. I personally I lost 15 kilograms by preparing for the Dublin Marathon in 2013, and afterwards considered to do weightlifting to get stronger. And I just think it was the better approach for me. Because if you're overweight, let's be honest, and you've got other things to worry about than getting stronger. Do that afterwards, I personally think. And if you are a person who wants to get ripped or wants to bulk up and wants to bodybuild, I also wouldn't recommend StrongLifts 5x5 to you. Maybe start out with German volume training. That is a template that uses 10 repetitions for 10 sets on compound exercises and will stimulate muscle growth to a higher extent than StrongLifts will do. However, if you want to get strong, if you already can do 10 push-ups, and if you also feel comfortable with handling a barbell, then StrongLifts 5x5 is definitely for you. I think the advantages of the program are that it is very, very easy to follow. You don't really have to think a lot. If you download the app, it will do everything for you. Just type the stuff in and it will tell you how, when to increase, when to deload. It's all there for you. It is also very rewarding because you see your progress while you're actually doing the exercises. The plates are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just really, really satisfying to follow it. The disadvantages of this program are that it is easy to follow. So what I mean by that is there is a likelihood that you will put too much emphasis on actually increasing the weight that is on the bar when your ego gets ahead of you, rather than really paying attention to proper form. For me, that led to actually doing a 140 kilogram squat, but basically it was a quarter squat. It was a cheater squat, because I was just so focused on increasing the weight rather than squatting really deep and squatting good. And that just aggravated another problem which I have, which is also an ingrained flaw of this program, that it is not specific to your personal needs. So I am personally a bit overdeveloped in the chest and the in the upper body section. So my bench press compared to my squat is actually too strong, because I should be able to squat way, way more, and the squat should be way higher in load than in relation to the bench press than it is currently now. And StrongLifts 5x5 just doesn't address that. Right out of the gate, it doesn't have any accessory work to address that your legs might be underdeveloped compared to your upper body, or vice versa. So that is where I highly recommend to get an assessment of a professional in, just to see what kind of accessory work you actually need, which will you personally get the most benefit out of it. Also, it doesn't really emphasize mobility issues and ankle mobility issues. So if you have those, you will just jump straight into the program and just realize once you plateau that you actually have to work on your mobility rather than on your strength to improve your performance on the lifts. So Mehdi does a good job at actually making it out to be very, very simple to follow. But what is a bit left on the wayside is that you also have to have a certain amount of mobility in your ankles, in your hip, to actually perform those movements well. He describes it on his website in all fairness, but the nature of the problem is just to dive in and go for it, and then realize somewhere like 6 to 8 months in the program, oh, I actually am doing something wrong here, I have to adjust. So bear that in mind when you're doing this. Also, what I would recommend to you, once you're hitting the body weight squat, so if you're 80 kilograms in body weight and you're starting to squat 80 kilograms, and if you're going into the range of the deadlifting 1.5 times your body weight, try to get a weight belt. Get proper equipment for yourself. Get Converse shoes, or get weightlifting shoes, because now you're really in an area where you should take this serious and make adjustments in your equipment accordingly. Also, stick with the program. Don't just do it for 8 weeks and say, oh my god, this is so annoying, because most likely you will be a beginner in weightlifting, and with this beginner template you can actually use it for quite a while. I mean, look at me, I did it for 10 months, and that is actually where I really said, here I have to adjust, I have to do something else. I mean, apart from that, if you have any questions, leave a comment. I gladly reach out to you. And also, if you want more details on the StrongLifts 5x5 program, I wrote a blog post about it, how many sets I did, how many repetitions, a bit more detail on the data. I just don't want to bore you in a vlog about this, but you can definitely check out the link below to get a bit more detail before you make a decision for StrongLifts 5x5 or another program. So I hope that was helpful, and see you around.